Good evening and welcome to Faithful. My name is Sandra Lee and I'm the co host of the show. And I know you're used to seeing Sharon here, but today she has laryngitis. She's under the weather, but you can believe that she is in the studio. Today I am so excited. Oh, wait a minute. The date, October 30th, 2024. So here's what I want to say. Today, I am super excited. Normally, I'm excited about my guest, don't get me wrong, but it's something a little bit different about this guest that I'm bringing on tonight. It is my second oldest daughter. And so I am super pumped, super hyped. And I got to remember, don't overtalk because we both are talkers, right? So I got to remember to let her talk. So I am super excited about bringing Aisha Williams in the studio. And with that being said, there's no reason for me to wait to bring her on. So Aisha, come on in the studio.
Hello, thank you for having me this evening. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to have you. This is so exciting. Mother, daughter, man, Sharon, you are missing this. So I tell you, I
Mother,
miss my
daughter.
Sharon. Let me just say this. She's healed in Jesus' name, period. You will see her
That's
on the
right.
show next week. All right. So let's just start the show off. Tell us who you are. Give us some background information, even though I know that I already know. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Aisha.
Well, you've already heard that I'm the second oldest daughter to Sandra, our co host tonight. But outside of that, my name is Aisha Williams. I am married to my husband, James, the love of my life, for 4 years now. We shared two beautiful children, our son, Zeke, and our daughter, Zolani. I graduated with my undergraduate in business administration, my master's degree in business, publication. So I have been, doing this Beyond Bubbles thing for about 3 years now, and it just brings me so much joy. And I love all people here in the chat popping up. Hi, everybody. Hi, Tasia. Hi, April. So just doing this soap thing has just been something my passion for the last 3 years and something I've been really, really falling in love with doing.
Okay. So, Isha, tell us how did you get started with Beyond Bubbles? Take us from the beginning.
So the long and short version of it is it was not
Okay.
meant to be the business that it is today.
Okay.
Years and years ago, I had been doing waxing, Brazilian. When I say waxing, I mean the ones you're thinking about, Brazilian waxes and that kind of thing.
All
And
right.
before the pandemic, I wanted to go to school to get my esthetician license. It's like I'm doing it on
Okay.
the side. I might as well legitimize it and make this, a part-time gig.
Hmm.
And then, of course, the pandemic happened and things just kind of fell apart. The classes were canceled, and I didn't get to, fulfill that.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I thought about making all natural feminine hygiene care. Exfoliants for down there, after shave care, after wax care, those kinds, soap for down there, the yoni washes. So I had gotten all these herbs and spices and just kind of went to the kitchen and researching and just doing all of this stuff to take care of down there. And then after a while, I was like, well, if I can take care of that particular area of the body, arguably the body's most sensitive part of the body, then I should be able to make soap for the whole body, right?
Okay.
So after, I took care of the yoni stuff, I said, well, let me find out what to do for sensitive skin, for facial skin, for rough
Mhm.
skin, dry skin. And so it evolved from, down there care to full body care. And that's how Beyond Bubbles was born.
Okay. So you do all skincare, all natural.
All skincare from head to toe, all natural skincare, handcrafted soaps.
Okay. And do you make this product in your home? Do you have a lab somewhere? Where do you make it?
So I am broadcasting tonight from my lab. It is a
Okay.
spare bedroom in our home. I do not have a storefront yet,
Okay.
although that is the goal. Like many small businesses, it
Mhm.
started in my kitchen,
Okay.
essentially. And my husband always makes the joke that before my son was even born, he was making sacrifices for Beyond Bubbles. Where we lived at the time, we had a spare bedroom that would have been his nursery, but
Uh,
because mama had a business, he had to sleep in his crib in our room, and his nursery became, the Beyond Bubbles Labs, studio. So I make all of
okay.
our products right here, in our home, handcrafted with love and care and just yeah. And I don't know if you can see what I have set up behind me here, but this is just a
Okay.
small display of what some of the products that I have are.
Okay. And so when do you, I know you have a full-time job. So when do you actually have
Mhm.
time to make these products?
So on top of the full-time job, like I did share, I'm a wife and a mother to two beautiful
Hmm.
children. So the making happens either after I put them to bed or, or early in the morning. My sisters joke with me after we get off prayer at 9 o'clock and the kids have gone to bed, I have an alarm set for 10:30 p.m. So I'm gonna take a little nap. After they
Okay.
go to sleep, I'm gonna take myself a little nap and then I'll wake up and get to making. So it happens late at night or early in the morning.
All right. And what is okay? Let's talk to me a little bit about your product. So, what is like the number one seller that you have right now?
So that's a hard question to answer, but right here behind me, one of my top sellers has to be our sandalwood bar. And I know
Okay.
my sister here who's watching, she absolutely loves the sandalwood bar, so she's gonna say definitely for that one. So the sandalwood bar is a more masculine scent. It's essentially sandalwood. But what
Okay.
I love about our masculine bars, they're created with coconut oil, olive oil,
Mhm.
castor oil, and all of those things together. And cocoa butter as well, so all of those, oils and butters together create a really nice creamy lather that's going to cleanse the skin without stripping the skin. So as far as soaps go, that's a really popular one. And then no body care routine is complete without
Mhm.
body butter. So our body butter is also a really big seller, and that would be our scent, the cocoa cashmere. Cocoa cashmere, I would describe as like the grown woman's vanilla.
Okay.
It's very sexy and grown scent, so that's one of our popular sellers as well.
Oh, okay. Now, tonight is a special treat. I
Mhm.
understand you're going to do a live
Tonight
sale,
is a
right? Here.
special treat.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
correct.
Talk to me about the live
Yes.
sale. How are you going to
So
do
Yes, so tonight for all those tuning in, we have 10%
that?
off everything on the website, the best sellers, the not sellers, the stuff you want to try, the stuff you've been holding into your cart that you want to get started on. Use code Total Wellness 10. It is going across the
Mhm.
bottom of your screen right now. Total Wellness 10 for 10% off your entire order tonight. But the code is only active until midnight. So when we say like you got 4 hours to deliberate and think, but at midnight the code goes away and you'll be paying full price again. So
Oh,
Total Wellness
wow.
10.
That is exciting. Okay. Now, here's what I want to know. How did you start
Mhm.
your business as far as, starting a business is usually very difficult. And when you work in a full-time job, what would be like some advice that you would give someone about starting a small business?
So to me, so the term small business, I have a love-hate relationship with the word small business in general. Because
Okay.
as a person, as a wife, mother, a person with a full-time job and owning a business, there's nothing small, about what it is that any, business owner who's not like, Fortune 500 that we do. We are the content creators, we are the makers, we are the marketing team, we are the customer service team, we are the mailman, we are all these things. So the word small just sometimes it rubs me, but as a business owner,
Okay.
to me the scary part of it wasn't starting the business. To me,
Mhm.
the part that was the most daunting was putting your products and essentially yourself out there for judgment, by people, for criticism, for people to kind of judge your prices and your product and use them. It felt like putting all of yourself on the line, so that to me was the scarier part than starting the business. But I will say, during the pandemic, there were all these, lectures and seminars about this and
Mhm.
that you can tune into for free. And so I had
Mhm.
the opportunity to sit in on one about starting a small business. And it
Okay.
was about how to do it legally from the very beginning.
Okay.
Everybody has somebody they know who like sells platters out of the kitchen or sells oils out of their
Mhm.
trunk and that kind of a thing. So it
Okay.
was about, forming the LLC, getting the EIN number, registering with the state, your tax, all these different things. So my advice to somebody who's starting a business would be do it right from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do
Now,
it right from the
now,
beginning.
when you say get your LLC and those other things you have to get, is this very expensive to get? What's that process like?
So typically the process is immediate. You want to register the business name. A lot of these
Okay.
things are no cost at all. But some
Okay.
of them do have a little bit of a cost. But again, if you're creating a business, you're gonna have to, you got to spend money to make money. So there's not a high cost associated with them. But some of those processes do have a small fee.
Oh, okay. And now, how do you advertise your product?
So right now, my main method of promoting my products and myself
Mhm.
is through
Mhm.
Instagram. Like I said, small
Okay.
business, we're the content creators, so you're out there, you're doing these things. So primarily it's on Instagram and, word of mouth. And I also do a lot of vending, a lot of, markets and stuff. I had one just this past Saturday.
Yes.
And that's my favorite way to market myself in person because, to say sandalwood smells great, it's a customer favorite, is
Mhm,
difficult for that to translate on screen. I can put a 55-word description, on my website, but without you being able to pick it up, smell it, and rub the
mhm,
body butter on
mhm.
your hand, it's difficult, for you to kind of understand that. So, marketing in person is my absolute favorite way. I love doing markets. I love meeting the customers in person. I love seeing the reactions when they smell a new scent. So that's the way I prefer, to do that. But right now it's Instagram.
Oh, okay. So you do a lot of vending events, and
Yes.
that's where
Hmm.
people get a chance to see the product and smell the
They get
product and what have you. Oh, okay.
they
And
get to
so I
see it.
know
They get
you
to
said
do it. Yeah.
now I know you said it's Beyond Bubbles. How did you come up with that
Yes.
name, Beyond Bubbles?
So Beyond Bubbles, so like I said, it was something that was not supposed to be full body care. It was meant to be this other thing when it started. So I had come up with all these different names, Bubbles and Suds, Lather Me Up, and all these different things. And I was, sharing with my husband and kind of ping ponging, different
Okay,
ideas and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, Bubbles and Suds sounds like a laundromat."
right.
No, that one sounds like dish soap. And so I wanted something with bubbles. I'm like, okay, well, okay, bubble me up, bubble me down.
Okay.
So every name I gave him, it was like, no, that sounds so much like, like detergent. So when I came up with Beyond Bubbles, that one clicked because while right now it started off with just the soaps, but since then, the three is we've expanded to body butter. We have shower steamers now. We have lip balms now. We have body oil. So it went beyond just the bubbles, the soap. So I
Okay.
knew that, long term, I wanted to go and expand, past or beyond, if you will, the soaps. So the name Beyond Bubbles clicked and it was just like, oh my, that sounds so good. And then the logo was created and it was like, wow, it just everything fell into place.
Okay.
So
Now,
without my husband saying that sounds like soap, that sounds like a dish soap, it probably would have been Bubbles and Suds.
well, thank God for James. That is
Yes.
beautiful. Now, I know that there was a question on the screen, and I'm going to have to look down to read the question. If you could put that question back up, and let's see what that says.
So
Okay.
this
It
question
says
is
here,
actually, I'll read
yeah,
it. The
okay.
question, it says, if you had an endless budget and a brilliant director, what would an ad for your sandalwood soap look like? Well, this person who asked this question, I believe they're putting themselves out there to be my brilliant director. So I'm going to dream big and just, talk about what I would love to do with this brilliant director who asked the question, my sister, hi, Amira.
Okay.
So an ad for a
No
sandalwood,
meeting.
I mean, any of my masculine scents, it would definitely be, I don't even know, something very masculine, very sleek, very, just, I don't know, it would probably look like a movie trailer, to be honest, with like a Michael Ealy Morris Chestnut kind of a character you're using the soap.
Okay.
If I had an endless budget, I would bring in all, the ringers. So it would look
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think it was another question here. Somebody said that they need an exfoliant. They definitely need an exfoliant, and Mars
Yes, an
Chestnut for
exfoliate.
sure. All
So
right, let's
Pam, yes.
see.
So I do.
Okay.
So as far as exfoliating, I have a few soaps that who exfoliate. I have oatmeal milk and honey, and the oatmeal in here. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but you can see there's bigger pieces of oatmeal in here, which gently exfoliate. That top layer of the skin that's dead or dry. So the oatmeal milk and honey is a great exfoliant. And then my original favorite bar
Mhm.
soap is the mechanic scrub. And this one here, the lighting is a little bright. That one has both walnut shell powder in it as well as pumice powder. And
Uh-huh.
everybody, pumice, like the pumice stone for
Mhm.
your feet. So it's ground, very fine grit pumice powder. And the walnut shell powder in there as well is great, great, great exfoliant. And I call it
Mm.
mechanic scrub, not because it smells like mechanics or anything like that, but just because,
Mhm.
they hands tend to be a little rough. You work with the hands every day. So that's a really great exfoliant as well.
Oh, okay. Now Sharon had a question. She wanted to know what dry body oil is. She wanted to know what dry body oil is. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but she had a question she wrote down for me.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Sharon, for asking that question. So, dry body oil is one of our newer products, actually. And so that one, I listen to my customers. I like to, when I'm at these markets and things, I listen to what the
Mhm.
customers are asking for and what they're saying. So
Okay.
one of the things that they were saying is, do you have any oil? Like, it's middle of June. It's the summer is summering right this year. Do you have anything
Mhm.
that's fire? So the dry body oil is an oil that you put on your skin and it's absorbed almost immediately. So it's dry to the touch. So it's an oil, but it like I said, it just sinks into the skin and it's dry to the touch, immediately.
Mhm,
So the oils in that one, although it's an oil, it sounds like it should be, greasy, kind of oily. They are very
mhm.
fast absorbing. So it's you put on your skin, it's dry to the touch.
Oh, okay. And Sharon wanted a description of the is it the emulsified sugar scrub? What is that?
Emulsified sugar scrub, ooh, aka the body polish. So that actually is it's a sugar scrub essentially, but it's
Okay.
emulsified, which means that anytime oil and water don't mix. That's just everybody knows that that's just natural science. But when
Okay.
you emulsify these things to put the emulsifier in it, when you're using the sugar scrub in the shower or at the sink or wherever you're using it, when the water hits the sugar scrub, it emulsifies and turns into a creamy lather. So you're
Oh,
getting both a scrub as well as like a lotion-like lather. And so essentially, once you get out of the shower, you don't really need to put on a lotion because you've done your scrubbing, right? And
mhm.
then once the water hits it, it's turned into a lotion as well. So you just rinse it off, and then you're greased up and ready to go.
Wow. Listen, give
Yeah,
us that code again because this is going to be great. All of these wonderful products that you have. Let's get the code again so people will be able to go on your website
absolutely. Yes,
and get
code
them.
right there across the screen. Total Wellness 10. All the products I've talked about thus far, all the ones I haven't, you can use that code. It expires at 11:59 tonight. Do not miss it. Total Wellness 10.
Okay. And they go on your website. Pull up your website. We have another question here.
Yes. And the website, yes, is beyond-bubbles.com. And I'll read this question. And I saw another one.
Okay.
For the new
Read
shoppers who
it.
want to buy a start to finish bundle, what are two soaps and a body butter for soft skin and a scent that will last throughout the workday?
Wow.
Okay, two soaps and a body butter for soft skin. So anytime people ask me about, what's your favorite scent? I always kind of turn it back to them because what you like in scent is just so subjective.
Mhm,
They might like musk oil, they like floral. So I was asking, what scents do you enjoy? One of my personal
mhm.
favorites now, I know I've probably said favorite for 3 different products at this point, but one of my favorite soaps is Succulent Garden that I bring. Oh yes, here she is. I love Succulent Garden. It's a very fresh green scent. And what I enjoy about soap making itself is like it's chemistry mixed with artistry. And all of my soaps, they look very different. The designs are all different, and it just allows me a chance to kind of, be creative. And this one has a crystal in it. So one of my favorite soaps is the Succulent Garden. And so
Oh,
I would definitely recommend that one to somebody. Um, two soaps. So I would recommend Succulent Garden and then probably my Gentleman's Lavender. And
okay.
Gentleman's Lavender has lavender in it, but it's a more masculine twist on lavender. So you hear the word lavender, you're expecting one thing, but you
Mhm,
get all these other different notes in it. And that one is made with a blend of essential oils, including cedarwood, patchouli, sweet orange. So
mhm.
it has a really different twist to it. So those are two of my favorite soaps. And then a body butter for soft skin. I'll say this: all of my body butters are, formulated to, for soft skin to be fully hydrating, very moisturizing. And I also add colloidal oats, oatmeal to my body butters. You
Mhm,
won't feel it in there. It's colloidal, it's ground up. But just we all know the benefits of oatmeal, for the skin. It
mhm.
helps to, pull in the moisture. So um the body butters all have the oatmeal in it as well. So any of the scents for the body butter, but like I said, cocoa cashmere is a customer favorite, but that's until they meet Emerald Agave. Emerald
Oh,
Agave is new. She's only been debuted for a couple of months now, but she
okay.
has quickly climbed to the top of the favorite chart.
Oh, wow. Emma, what is that name again?
Emerald Agave.
And what is in that? Why is that
So
such
Emerald Agave has notes of like lily water and cucumber and like it's
mm,
agave. Um, so that's a good one. That's just so good. So
oh,
again,
okay.
Total Wellness 10, you can try it. If you order tonight for 10% off your order, Total Wellness 10, Emerald Agave. Remember the name.
Okay. Now, could I have Yana put up those pictures again? I want to know. Now I'm looking down instead of at the camera. I saw some beautiful pictures of the soaps. These soaps you've actually made them, and they look like artistry, like you said before. So you designed all of these soaps and look like honeybee. Tell us about these designs.
Yes, so the ones you saw on that last screen, like I said, was the oatmeal milk and honey. And the way I make the soaps, there is, it's just a loaf mold that I do like this. I pour all the batter into it. I use, different household tools. I use a fork, the one with the little rose petals on top. That was a fork that I used to kind of go across the batter. The other pink one, I used a spoon to just kind of flick the batter up. The one with the oatmeal on top, that's the oatmeal milk and honey. I took some bubble wrap and laid it across the top. That's how I got those little circles. So um, each design is just very different, and like that's part of what I love about soap making. Each soap and scent has its own character, its own personality, its own toppings and colors and things like that. But the ones in this picture are oatmeal milk and honey. The
Hmm.
all pink one is calamine, which that one's a really popular one for summer because, as we know, it's bug bite season, it's mosquito season. So
Yeah.
calamine helps to
Hmm.
soothe that itchy skin.
Hmm.
Also, there is the chamomile bar, which is one of I use this bar on my children. It's great for sensitive skin. In place of
Okay.
water, I use chamomile tea for the
Oh,
chamomile
wow.
bar. And so, one thing about soap making, when you anything that you add to soap that has a sugar component in it, it really helps create bubbles, in your soap. So the
Okay.
chamomile tea has,
Mhm.
a little bit of sugar in it. So when that bar starts to lather, it is just the creamiest, thickest lather, and it's unscented. It's great for sensitive skin. If you
Mhm.
have no sensitivity and can't take smell, chamomile is always my first my go-to when people ask, like, what can I do for sensitive skin or my baby, or I'm a little
Mhm.
older, I have mature skin, like, what can I use? Chamomile is one of my go-tos.
Oh, now speaking of sensitive skin, and I heard you say baby, and because you do have two beautiful children, which are my grandchildren, I'm going to slide that in. Do you make soaps for children or for infants, or for that
Mhm.
virgin skin?
Yes. So outside of the two that I just the chamomile bar and the oatmeal milk and honey, those are also great. They're unscented, like I said. So
Okay.
they're great if you have sensitive skin or no sensitive to fragrances on your skin. Those
Mhm.
are two great ones. But I do also have a bar that I created just for babies, and this bar is very near to my heart. I created it when I was pregnant with my firstborn, with my son Zeke. And I didn't bring it over here with me, but when you pull down the wrapper, there's a little baby duck. It's a little soap duck that's in the inside of the bar, and that one is made with a high olive oil content, so it's very, very soothing, and it's a very light scent of lavender to help,
Mhm.
calm baby, before bedtime. Hopefully calm baby before they go to bed.
Oh, wow, that is so good. And so you
Baby
have
got skills right there. Yep.
it is so many products now, other than the body butters. Also, see here that you have like lip balms. Talk to me about that.
Yes. Yes. So I actually put some on right before I got on the screen, and the lip balms, these things are, again, all natural. I have them available in 6 different scents. There is an unscented, which essentially just smells like cocoa butter, or cocoa butter smells like chocolate. So that's the favorite one. Unscented have lavender, which is the one I just used. Peppermint, which is a customer favorite. My sister likes to say that she uses the peppermint at work because people are close talkers. So the
Uh-huh.
peppermint, they smell the peppermint. It's like a little breath mint for your lips, kind of a thing.
Okay,
So
I like
there's
that.
peppermint. There's also orange, rose scent, vanilla mint, and pineapple. And it's
Wow.
made, I've got right here, made with shea butter, cocoa butter, beeswax, sweet almond oil, jojoba, vitamin E, and then, whichever one of the essential oils I just mentioned.
Wow. That is just unbelievable. I see some more questions here. Like, how did you learn all the science and best natural ingredients to mix together? Oh, here it is. It's up here. The question.
Yeah. How did you learn all this time? So research, research, research. Like I said, it was formed during
Okay.
the pandemic, which we had nothing if not
Mhm.
downtime, during the pandemic, right? So
Right.
it was really just diving headfirst into YouTube videos and blogs and other soap
Mhm.
makers,
Mhm.
Instagram, and kind of seeing the science and studying the science. And then what better way to test a new product than to ask your family to test a new product? So
Yeah.
my family became my guinea pigs. My husband, of course, we
Yeah.
weren't traveling much because of the pandemic, but he was one of my testers. He loaned me his skin, to use and to test and do, with what I needed to. So he was my testers, and my sisters who are here joining us tonight were also
Yeah.
some of my testers. So
Yeah.
the science and things like that, and you really just get to play with it. I would make small batches, to
Mhm.
see,
Yeah.
do I want to use more cocoa butter, more this, more that, and I ordered so many oils and butters and things like that to, again, kind of put those things together. But
Mhm.
90% of my soap, they all have olive oil, coconut oil, castor oil, either sweet almond oil or avocado oil. And I have 2 soaps that are coconut oil free. Some people have high sensitivity to coconut oil, so I do have 2 soaps that have no coconut oil in them at all. But as far as learning the science of it, you really it's all about just researching and just knowing what to do. And
Mhm.
because, you're using something that's going on a person's skin, it's topical and it's a wash off product, but 60%, this is one of my favorite statistics to quote, 60% of what you put on your skin ends up in your body. So even though it's a wash off product, I don't want to,
Mhm.
make an error in doing that. And, soap is made with caustic acid, this lye. So you have to really be careful about what it is you're doing. You don't want it to be too lye heavy. You don't want it to be too, so it's just really taking care to understand what it is that you're doing and just taking care of the sensitivities that are involved with that.
Mhm. Mhm. So you
Yeah.
definitely
And
see. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, I thought I saw another question that it passed by
Oh,
about dark circles. I don't know if we can bring that back up. Oh yes, and there's my favorite statistic going across there. I think I had seen a question about, do I have anything for dark circles? Yes, there it is. Do I have anything for dark circles? Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining. Do I have anything
all
for dark
right.
circles? So right now, my favorite thing for the face in general is my sea moss cream, and I was waiting for a plug to talk about sea moss. I love, love, love sea moss. I have sea moss soaps and I have sea moss body creams as well. And
Okay.
as we said, 60% of what you put on your skin ends up in your body. And sea moss, I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when I was, commenting on one of the shows. It has 92 of the 102 minerals that our body needs. So putting something with that many vitamins and minerals
Mhm.
on your skin, my goodness, you're gonna glow.
Wow.
That's my top recommendation. And I'm not sure she's watching tonight, but I hope the person doesn't mind me sharing. There was someone who had purchased the sea moss cream as kind of a last stitch effort. They had gone through some treatment, medical treatment that had left their skin, very dry, and just any of these drugstore, products just kind of wasn't addressing the issue. Their skin was still dry, was still peeling, was still all these things, and they tried the sea moss cream. Like, hey, you know what? Let me just spend another couple dollars just to see if I can find a
Mhm.
solution. And lo and behold, the sea moss cream was that solution. This is not
Wow.
medical advice. I'm not a medical expert, so let me put
Right.
out that disclaimer. But the sea
Mhm.
moss, like I said, it has almost 100% of what the minerals and things in our body need. So sea moss cream is always going to be my go-to for things like that.
Okay. It seems
And
like
all of the sea moss bars are my favorite.
all right. Let's
Did
see.
you notice the difference in your skin once you started using your product?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
My thing, I've always been a person who, mama when we grew up, I grew up with hard water, so our skin was very, well, everybody in the house except for mine, their skin was very dry. But I
Yes.
was one of the ones, I'm gonna take an extra 35 minutes. If I have to be late, I'll be late. But I'm gonna
Yes.
take the time after I get out of that hard water shower to
Yes.
lotion myself up, grease myself down, and just do
Yes.
whatever I needed
Here we
to.
go.
But again, those products are riddled with ingredients that you can't pronounce and just things that aren't good for the skin. So while
Right.
my skin may not have appeared dry, it wasn't healthy.
Mhm.
So using again the chamomile bar, the sea moss cream, all of these things together, I definitely noticed the difference. And anybody who brushes up against my arm accidentally or on purpose, it's oh my god, your skin is so soft. They tell my kids, oh, your skin is so soft. The light hits my, it's like, dang, baby, you look good today. What you using, Beyond? So there's definitely a difference that I noticed, in using the products.
Yes. Yes.
And you can notice that difference too. Don't forget code Total Wellness 10 for 10% off. Code expires 11/59. I cannot say it enough.
All right.
I used to have this is from Honey Bunches. I used to have very
Okay.
dry and sensitive skin. Your bars had my skin feeling like I already put my moisturizer on.
That's true.
And that really is a testament to natural soap. When you use these, again, mass-produced commercial soaps, one of the things they do to, stretch the dollar and, increase the bottom line is they take the glycerin, which is a natural humectant that's formed when you make soap, they take it out of the soap, so all you're left with is the byproduct, which does not, it'll cleanse your skin, but it's stripping your skin. So when
Mhm.
you get that squeaky clean feeling when you get out of the shower, that's because your skin is stripped. Squeaky clean is good for dishes. It is not good for your skin.
Whoa.
So when she's saying, yeah, so when she's saying
That's
that,
good.
it feels like she already has a moisturizer on, that's because there's oils and butters and things. There's glycerin in here. The humectants that are naturally formed when you make soap are still in the bar.
Wow.
And then the Amir, yes, someone said my arm was soft yesterday. And I hope you sent them to beyond-bubbles.com to buy something to make their arms soft as well.
Wait a minute, Aisha. I love squeaky is for dishes, not for arms. For skin,
Squeaky is for
right?
dishes, not for skin. That is right. If you have squeaky
I
clean,
like
stop what you're
that.
doing right now.
All right. Oh, let's see.
That's another one of my cousin. Hi, cousin. She said, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Hey, Kendall, this is beautiful. I'm having to look down to read and see what's going on here. And again, these are also all of these pictures of soaps and everything are so beautiful, Aisha. And the thing of it is, you're very knowledgeable about the product. A lot of times, when people are putting things together, they're like, well, it's got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You definitely want to have something. If you're going to buy a product, you want to know
Yeah.
what to tell the people. And because I've been with you in some of the vending events,
Mhm.
people will ask questions and you on it. You say, well, this is for this,
Yeah.
this is for that. So definitely, I know that this product is a good product because I see it all the time in my shower, and I've used it before as well. I've used it before, and I have to admit now I don't use it all the time. That's just me being a cheese, but the products are wonderful. And the
Definitely.
only reason why
It
I
is
say
you being yes.
that's the only reason why I don't use it all the time because Ayana uses it all the time, and I didn't get a chance to get a bar, and then I can't touch her, so I use a bootleg brand, and then I'm like, I got to get some soap. I had to get some soap, so that's just on me. But I
Yes.
do know that there is a difference when you use this product for
Yes.
sure.
And I also know that when I send stuff for you by way
Yeah,
of my sister, I know that it always make
yeah,
itself to you.
yeah.
For
Thank you.
example, I sent the Emerald Agave home to you the other day, and I don't know if you got it. It doesn't sound like you did.
I did not get it.
So
Hello.
I'm not trying to start nothing, but I don't think you got
It's
it.
already on. It's already going to be started. Thank you so much for telling me that. I'm definitely going to get that. Let's see. What does it say here? So it says we're
Got a
all,
plug for
let's
my
see.
sister.
Okay. You're going to order that tonight. 10% off. Tell us about the code again, Isha.
Oh man. So yes, code total. Thank you for the plug. That's one of my sisters, Amira. Thank you for yes, total wellness 10 for 10% off your order. All the things I've mentioned, all the things you want to try. Like I said, you've got in your cart. You can try it tonight. And Honey Bunches says Ayana uses it every time. That's the only thing that she's on her skin, which I know to be a fact. Because anything else, I'll throw in the trash can on my visits to your house.
That is true. That is true. I have seen my products in the trash can. So if there's anybody that is not commenting, if you have a question for Aisha, please feel free to put it up because if you're watching and you don't comment, we don't know that you're there. So please put your questions in the comment. Is it okay? What did she say? She says
She said the Emerald Agave is hers.
okay. All right. So now I see that I'm gonna have to get her. I'm gonna have to get her straight. I'm gonna get her together. All right, Isha. Is there a way that hold on, let me see. Okay, you told us about your brand new product. And so everything that you have here, nothing is like made where you get a partial of it and then you add it to the everything from scrap from the very beginning is handmade, all of the products. Everything.
Everything
Nothing
is
is like
handcrafted from start yeah, everything is handcrafted from start to finish. There's a couple of different ways to make soap, and I use the old-fashioned original method, which is called the cold process method. So after I pour these beautiful loaves of soap and cut them, they have to cure on a rack for a minimum of 4 weeks. Like I said,
ah,
real soap is made with sodium hydroxide. It's made with lye, so you have to let it cure for 4 weeks, to let that
a
evaporate
month.
out essentially for a minimum of 4 weeks. So when I run out of a bar, it's like, oh gosh, I got to quickly get to it because I know for at least a month it's going to be out of stock. So yeah, so I make soap the cold process way, old fashioned. And there's shortcuts and things like that, but as I'm somebody who's saying that I'm making something, I want to truly be able to know what's all's going in it from start to finish. People, and this is no knock to anybody else who uses, the other methods, but
Uh-huh.
to me, if I'm not making it from scratch myself, it's the equivalent of like semi-homemade. It's like taking a box of brownie mix, adding an egg,
Okay.
adding a little bit of water and milk, and just saying, I make some homemade brownies. No, ma'am.
Okay.
Betty made those brownies. You just add a little bit of stuff to it. So me,
I get
I
it.
make it from start to finish. 'Cause I want to know and be able and be knowledgeable, like you said, about to tell the customer what it is that what's in the product, what I've made. And I saw a comment or a question go by
Yeah. Mhm.
about body butter. I do have the body butter. McKinley asked if I have the body oil. I do, yes, have body oil. We talked about that a little bit ago. I have dry body oil available in 2 cents right now. The cocoa cashmere, customer favorite, and sultry black jasmine, which is very much for the
Yeah.
grown woman going out on a date after dark. Yes.
Ooh, that
And
is a
April, hi April.
hey
I am
April,
just
how you
excited, ready to
doing?
explore the website and hope I don't go broke. Go broke, baby.
Go,
Go
bro.
broke before. Yeah.
Yeah, the
You
10%
won't go, but
off
we'll save
tonight, tonight,
yeah,
tonight.
we'll save you 10% off. You'll save 10% off, so you won't go too broke. We have at least 10%
Yes,
left.
yes. And I think Gwen was in here. I think I saw Gwen as well.
Yes, I did
She's
see
joined as
Gwen.
well.
Oh,
And it
what's your this is a question from my sister. It said, what is your pitch for the girls who can't let go of their Dove products? Yes, or
Oh,
similar bars. So
okay.
so every yes, so the Dove, Caress, Nivea, all these different things. If you look at the back of these bottles, they might market it and say now including shea butter, now made with cocoa butter, and all these things. But if you turn over the ingredient label, there are
Okay.
42 different words that you can't pronounce on the before you even see the word shea butter. So
Right.
my pitch for the girls is again, Squeaky is for dishes, it is not for skin. Those things they're called beauty bars because they're not truly a soap. They're not cleansing your skin. They're stripping all the oils from your skin. If you're not using natural soap with the butters and things added, then you're doing your skin a disservice essentially. And I'll meet a lot of people when I'm at these markets who use Dr. Bronner's. And if you look at the bottle of Dr. Bronner's, it has
Mhm.
148 uses listed on that bottle. You can clean your car with it. You can wash
Oh
your
my
dog
God.
with it. You can clean your
Wow.
clothes with all these things. And then on there, as one of these 99 uses, is body wash. But
Mm,
would you really want to use the same thing that you're going to clean your car with, wax your tires with, and strip the paint from your house with on your skin? No, you
no.
don't. So using things that are for your skin, you just have to, take caution. Like treat your skin like it's a long-term investment. Our skin, this is one of the teasers we put on Instagram. Your skin is the largest organ on your body. So you have to treat it that
Mm,
way. You don't
okay.
want to, a bar of soap, you might go broke, but it's a long-term investment for the health of your skin. If you wear it every day, it is external, the largest organ
Mhm.
that you have, and you want to treat it with care. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. So that'd be my
wow.
pitch for the girlies.
Okay. Well, I tell you, Aisha,
And
it's
one of the
so.
other things
Mhm. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, one of the things that I know we've talked about these God goals and self-care, like, this whole total wellness
Mhm.
idea. One of the newer products that I have that's been out for a couple of months is the shower steamers. And I have one right here behind me. So I have these shower steamers and I started making these because, everybody knows what a bath bomb is, but everybody,
Yeah.
isn't a bath person. So I started hearing that. I'm not really a bath person, like, oh no. So a shower steamer is essentially a bath bomb for your shower. So
Okay.
they're made with essential oils. I have them available in three fragrances: lavender, eucalyptus mint, and orange. And so you take one of these little cubes and you put it in the corner
Mhm.
of your shower, and
Okay.
just enough so that the water hits it indirectly. So as
Mhm.
the water hits it, it releases the essential oils and creates like a spa, for your bathroom. And so, the essential oil, the lavender helps to relax you, the eucalyptus mint helps, so all these different things, and the orange wakes you up. So I have that, and I am a bath person. I love a hot, piping hot bath. Leave
Yes,
me
you
in there
do.
to steep like a bag of tea. Give me good
Yes.
35 minutes in the bath and just leave me be. And so when I do get out, like I said, I have two small kids running around, so I don't always have the luxury of having 45 uninterrupted minutes to just sit and wait and brew and let my bangs curl up and
Right.
and slither way down the bath, the tub. But in place of that, I have these shower steamers, so I can't,
Okay.
relax in the tub. But what I do, I'll take a lavender one or eucalyptus mint one. That's one of my favorites. And I put it in there. And so I get that same relaxation feeling while taking the shower. And when I had my second, I was on maternity leave for 6 months. And when I had to go back to work, it was kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm sleepy. I haven't had to wake up before 7 a.m. in a long, long time. I don't know if I can wake up. So I took at that time I was doing the sweet orange, shower steamers. And so I took one of those, and every day for the first couple of weeks when I was trying to get back into my morning routine and get back awake before 9 o'clock, I would
Uh-huh.
use one of those. And so it really helps to create, like I said, the kind of like really like this like spa oasis experience. So that was one of my self-care things that I did. And still, if I don't have the time, for a bath,
Mhm.
I pop myself a shower steamer and I'm good.
Oh, wow. Now, Isha, there's another
And you can get a
question.
shower steamer tonight. Again, I'm going to give you the plug. Total Wellness 10. You can try the shower steamers for 10% off today.
All right.
Tasia Walker. Hi, Tasia. This is one of my good
Hey,
friends,
Tasia.
long-term friends.
Hey,
How
Tasia.
long can the soaps be stored if bought in bulk? So
Wow.
the soaps will last a really, really long time. You can buy as many as you want to. Just keep them, out of running water. So if you're gonna buy them in bulk, keep them in your linen closet, or some people use them as air fresheners in the closet. My cousin, she does that. Charisma, if you're on here watching, hey, she'll buy 10 soaps at a time when we come to visit North
Yes,
Carolina,
you
and she'll
do.
put them in her
Yes.
closet. And so it's essentially an air freshener while it's waiting to be used. But they can be stored, for a very long, long time. There's really no expiration date, on a natural soap like this. There's no expiration date. But when you are using the actual soap itself, the best way to get it to last is to once you're done using it in the shower, make sure that it's not sitting, in the water. So you want to have either a soap drying tray, take it out of the
Mhm.
shower, and just make sure that it's drying completely between uses. Otherwise, again, these are all natural products, butters and oils, so they'll essentially melt, so to speak, if they're just sitting in the water. But if you buy them and you just kind of store them, they'll last.
Okay. All right.
Here's a comment from I have some vintage bars that I have had for 3 years, and
Mhm.
like I said, I started the business over 3 years ago, and she was one of
Yeah.
my testers, and so some of those bars are probably my testing bars, and her and my sister will send me pictures of their stash and say, "What bar is this?" And I'm like, "Well, that was from 48 months ago. I don't remember." So yeah, so she got them. She keeps them in her bathroom tucked away in the corner, so the bars will last. Just make sure they're not, constantly getting, the running water on them.
Oh, okay. Aisha, then let me ask you this because you are an entrepreneur. Can you just kind of rattle off some do's and don'ts for people if they're
Mhm.
looking to start a business? If you have a few of those, you can rattle off.
Well, so the first do is do it. We
Oh,
can come up with excuses all day long. Yeah, you can come up with excuses all day long about, well, I'm not ready. I can do more. Could have been in the testing phase, for months and for years and all these things and just but that's fear. So my first do is just do it. You just have to put yourself out there. And I mentioned in the beginning, if you're gonna when you're starting the business, do it right from the beginning. There's so many resources out there to help you again get the EIN number, form the LLC, check off all these state requirements. There's a small business development center. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. There's a bunch of different reasons. If you start with the small business development
mhm.
center, every county has
Okay.
their own. You can look into that,
That-
and they'll kind of help you. Again, there's if you go on their website, there's checklists and all these different things. You can make sure that you're doing all these things. So the second do is to make sure you're doing it the right way from the beginning. And
Okay.
because the IRS, the one thing you don't want to do is mess with the IRS, right? So you want to make sure that you are legal and legit from the beginning. So that is my second do. The next one, depending on what your product is, especially if you're in like skincare and beauty business or something that's going to go on a person's body or be consumed, any consumable good, make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're knowledgeable. Make sure
Mhm.
you've done the research to know what can and what can't go together, sensitivities, all these different things. So just make sure that you are doing the research and
Mhm.
doing the due diligence. A lot of
Mhm.
dues there,
Mhm.
doing the due diligence to make sure that you are not putting anybody, your customers, at risk,
Mhm.
or you and yourself at risk, of something going wrong. So just make sure that you are doing your due diligence. So those are my top three
Okay.
dues.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
The
so you
don'ts,
don't really have
I
no
don't know that I
don'ts.
haven't done. I'm all about positivity, so I don't have any don'ts. Just make sure you're doing it the right way.
Okay. All right. Now, Isha, big question. How has your faith
Yes.
factored into your business? Your faith. How is it factored into your
My
business?
faith.
Yes.
Well, for me, I feel like anytime you are taking a leap of faith to start a business, first of all, that's his own faith walk right there. That's a
All
leap
right.
right there.
Okay.
That takes incredible, and faith from the beginning. It's just
Mhm.
because again, you are putting yourself out there, you're doing these things. It's a skill set you might not have had before, but you have to have faith in this is your calling. I truly believe that now that I've been doing this for 3 years, that this is my calling. This is one of my
Mhm.
God-given gifts, one of my talents. So
Mhm.
that definitely, was part of my faith. And also I shared this with my husband earlier, James. He had faith in me, as well when I was starting the
Okay.
business. Because he was like, Girl, soap, didn't you just say 2 weeks ago you want to do waxing? Like where's the soap idea coming from? So
Right.
he had faith in me as well. Like there when I was again ordering all the molds and the cutters and the oils and the butter, there was one of these suppliers I was going to order from, and they had a minimum order, right? And the minimum was $500. And so I said, sweetie, new husband, I need some money from the account, you know.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
did like that. And I told him what my deal was and kind of just like kind of give a smile and just hope for the best. But without hesitating, he knew if something that you're asking for, he had the faith that I would, that I would do it, that I would do well. And here we are 3 years later, and Beyond Bubbles is still on the rise and adding products all the time. So my faith, you just had to trust that this is what that I was meant to do. And while I do still have a full-time job right now, I'd have the faith that Beyond Bubbles will take me beyond, and be able
Yeah.
to sustain my income and to be its own full-time business. We don't have a storefront yet, but again, I have the faith that it will. That's part of why I named Beyond Bubbles Beyond Bubbles, because while we started with just the soap, I knew that it would go so much further than that. I knew that I'll be adding, these things. So it was going to go beyond just the soap. Like I said, we have the
Mhm.
shower steamers now. We've got the body oils, the body butters. We have these little travel kits that are behind me. So
Mhm.
that was part of my faith beyond. I knew it was going to take me beyond further and further and further, beyond just what was, present in front of me at the time.
Yes, we call it in the
And yes, honey,
storefront in
we are
Jesus'
calling in this
name.
forefront in Jesus'
Yes,
name. That's right.
yes.
That's
In
right.
Jesus' name, we call that in. So, Isha, so let's just say, you know how people always say, what is your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan? So, in 5 years, how does Beyond Bubbles look? Tell me what you see in 5 years with Beyond Bubbles.
What does Beyond
If you,
Bubbles look like in 5 years? Well,
yeah.
like I said, I would like to have been retired from my full-time job and be able to do this full time. Um,
Okay.
I want to be teaching soap making classes, not,
Wow.
to inspire other people to perhaps become their own entrepreneurs, but also it's a really great hobby. It's a great date night
Okay.
idea, girls' night idea, just something to do, for the seniors and that kind of a thing. And so while I've had the opportunity to teach a soap making class, I want to kind of continue that. I've had one of my longtime customers ask me, "You teach soap class?" So it's a great, like I said, a great girls' night kind of a thing. So I want
Mhm.
to continue to do that as well.
Mhm.
So I want to do that. I want to have my own storefront, and I just want to keep adding to the product line. One of the things I have, a vision for myself is towels. The full out spa experience. I want to be an eye mask and all, and the robes and all these things. So I want it to not just be the soaps, but I want to like everything you need from start to finish. The dry brushes, all these things. I want to have a full line
Wow.
of self care products. Yeah.
Okay. Like looking like something like a spa where people go to a
Something like
spa
a
and
spa.
you have
Yes,
all
I
these
want
things.
the towels.
Okay.
I want you to have the Beyond Bubbles logo and embroidered. I have it here on my sweatshirt, Beyond Bubbles embroidered. I want you to have it
Okay.
on, your hand towels, your face towels, your eye masks, your robes. So I want to go beyond just the products themselves and have those items as well.
Okay.
And Miss Sharon, from Sharon, what's the difference between the body butter and the body cream? Which is better? Excellent question.
Oh,
And
wow.
when I'm at my market, I have a sample of each one, there. So a body butter is an anhydrous product, which means there's no water content. It is fully concentrated, made with just the butters and oils, the shea butter, the cocoa butter, the sweet almond oil, that kind of a thing. The body cream has a water component. So they're made with either distilled water or a floral water, hydrosol. So the
Mhm.
body creams are equivalent to a very thick lotion.
Okay.
So it really, there's not one that's better than the other per se. It's really just if you want to have the body butter or the body cream. Um, mm, hmm. My aunt, she loves to use the body cream on her feet. To help seal, she after she shower, she puts on and she puts those socks on to help lock in that moisture. So the body cream is as good, kind of just for all around hydrating and nourishing, and the body butter is good from just head to toe, just grease me up.
Yes. And I use that body butter on my
Like
feet, and it is wonderful. On my feet and elbows and everything, it's just wonderful.
Honey
Ayana
Bunches
said,
says, I prefer the body butter and the cream on my face.
"Oh, okay.
Switch cream
Oh,
on my
that
face.
is,
Like I said, and the body cream itself, it's like I said, it would most related to a lotion, but it's very, very thick. That's why I call it a cream. That is not going to come out of a pump bottle. It is a scoop. They're very, very thick products. And also I don't use as much water as the lotion would. Lotions are typically 70% water or more, which means you're getting more water than anything else. But I like to balance it a little bit better, so you're still getting the full benefits of the cocoa butter, of the coconut oil, the shea butter, and all those things. So I do more of an even split between the water in my body creams and the butters themselves. Excellent question. And you can try them both tonight for 10% off with code Total Wellness 10.
okay. All
And
right.
don't
There
forget
you
the
go.
code
Don't forget.
expires at 11:59.
All right. Yeah, just remember that. So if you're looking at this later on tomorrow and the next day, it expires at 11:59. This has just been so. This
11:59.
has
Do
been
not miss
so
it.
good. This has been so good, Aisha. You are just so informed of your product, and that is just so wonderful. Just hearing you break down the products like you did, I didn't really know all of this information,
Mm,
even though
yeah.
I knew you made the soaps, I knew you made the body butters and everything else. But to hear the explanation, it is wonderful.
Mhm.
So now I have a lot of knowledge about your product, and I'm just so excited. I'm very proud, and I'm going to have to make sure that I go on the website so I can get my 10%. So that way I will have my own soap so I don't have to worry about
That's
other
right.
people getting the soap. You know what I mean?
Save your 10%. Yes, there are
Yes,
no family discounts at Beyond Bubbles. Just
yes, yes.
kidding. Um,
Okay, cool.
Honey Bunches has asked, how do you balance being a mother at the vending events? Do you have a staff? While
All
I
right.
don't have full-time hired help, I do have the support of my loving family. My mama's waving her hand. My
Yes.
husband is there with me at a lot of these events. He has many, many titles. His title tonight was my chief space management engineer, as well
Yes.
as my
All right.
sound engineer. He helped me get my things set up here, and so he's my setup man. He's my breakdown guy. He's my transportation. He's all these things, and including daddy daycare. And so a lot of times at these vending events, he is there with me, with the kids, taking care of them. My mother has come to events before, and and helped take care of the kids. So it's all the support of my loving family that I'm able
And
to
your
do these different
sisters
events.
also. You have your sisters
And
that are
and
there.
my sister, yes, and my two of my sisters on here tonight, and my oldest
Yeah.
sister also. They all kind of tag team and who's available this week and who's available that week. And I do a lot of these vending events, especially in the summer. There's a place in Philadelphia called Dilworth Park, and I did the yes, Kendall, no family discount, LOL. I did Dilworth Park in Philadelphia every Friday and Saturday for almost the entire month of June and most in May and almost all of July as well. So that was my family stepping in, my husband, like I said, being there, who get off of work and fly down here, pack up a car, and head over to Philly to do it all again the next day and then the next weekend. So and the patience of my loving children, oh my goodness, the patience of the children has to be, taken into account as well. So I love you all.
Okay. Wayne said,
This is
"Do
my
you
Aunt Gwen.
have?"
Hey, Aunt Gwen.
Hey,
Wayne says,
Gwen.
yes. Do you have for men? Yes, I do. Uncle
Yes.
Wayne. So one of the bars I shared in the beginning, the mechanic scrub is a masculine scent. I mean, all of these, I consider them all unisex. My husband, his sales pitch when he's on the front line selling is that don't let the bright colors fool you. They're all good for men. One of his favorite scents was the cucumber aloe, which typically isn't considered a masculine scent, but they're all unisex. But the more masculine scents are the mechanic scrub, the sandalwood that I shared earlier. I don't have it back here with me, but we have the gentleman's lavender, fresh shave, and I have two newly introduced scents that are so good. I was gonna have them just be an exclusive for a particular event, but they're just sold out so quickly and just were so great. I'm gonna add to
Mhm.
the regular lineup. But that would be mahogany and Kentucky bourbon. Those are
Ooh,
all the scents that are more masculine. Yeah.
ooh. And how do you get the names of these soaps? You just name them for what is in it, or is just like um, Kentucky, whatever you just call that one? Is it just being creative, or just the name of what's in it?
Yes, it's a combination. Yeah, sometimes it's just what's in it. Like this one right here in front of me is tea tree and peppermint. The name is pretty straightforward
Okay.
because it has both tea tree and peppermint in it. And the other chamomile bar, same thing. It's made with chamomile tea. So a lot of times it's just letting the people know what's in the bar, without having to get an explanation. It's like, oh, okay, tea tree and peppermint, and there's
Okay.
your answer. And other times it is the name of the fragrance oil that I'm using. So Kentucky bourbon, that was the name of the particular fragrance oil that I used that time. In Succulent Garden, I created that name because I put, it smells, it's just so fresh and so green, but I put these little succulent molds on the top of it. So that's, and if you look at the whole loaf altogether, there's all these different little succulent, molds that are on there. So that's kind of how I came up with the name for that one as well.
Okay. Now, tell us where we can find you. Where are you advertising your product? Instagram, and where else? Are you on Facebook as
So the
well?
website is beyond-bubbles.com. My Instagram, follow me, tag me in your posts, is at Instagram at underscore beyond bubbles underscore. I'm also on TikTok. I was strong armed into doing that. So I'm also on TikTok at beyond underscore bubbles. And like I said, my website is beyond-bubbles.com. Do not forget you have 10% off tonight through 11:59 p.m. or 10% off at checkout to try all the products that we just talked about.
Now, here's my question: how far will you
It-
travel? Uh, like if there is a vending event in Delaware, would you go to
mm,
Delaware? Are you prepared to travel to go to
yeah.
different events? I mean, outside of Jersey.
So I've been to events outside of Jersey,
Mhm.
outside of New Jersey. Like I said, I did the one in Philadelphia, many weekends in a row, 2 days in a row, matter of fact, for those. So the farthest I've traveled right now is probably about like an hour, 15 minutes or so. But as far as traveling, I do have, ambitions, and that's one of, my long-term goals as well, is to go to like Essence Fest, something in New Orleans, like these big showcases and things like that, or
Okay.
Invest Fest in Atlanta. So I want to do one of those bigger events, to get Beyond Bubbles out there. But I will travel, depending on the size and scope of the event. I will travel a little further. But right now, it's just kind of been like an hour, 15-minute, drive. So if you
Oh,
know of
okay.
a gigantic, expo or
Hmm.
something or showcase that I can be invited to, make sure that you reach out to me and invite me. I plan to be at A&T State University homecoming next year, God
Woo-hoo,
willing.
yes,
So
yes,
yes,
that
so
Aggie
I will
Pride.
travel for right. That's right, Aggie Pride.
That's right. Oh, okay.
And I want
Because
to
I
go
know
back
that in,
to. Oh no, go ahead.
I know that in Philadelphia they have the Christmas tree. It's some type of big
Hmm.
Christmas extravaganza. Had you heard
Yeah.
anything about that?
I had heard about that, and I have. Oh yes, I have high hopes to do that. Maybe not this year, but next year,
Okay.
because the site, if it begins the day after Thanksgiving, so it begins Black Friday and goes all the way to
Okay.
Christmas Eve. So the
Wow.
sheer volume that I would have to produce to prepare for something of that magnitude is just
Okay.
more than what I'd be able to do right now, unless I started preparing, in June. So while I don't think I can do it this year, I do have, goals of being able to do that within the next 3 years. I definitely want to, partake in that.
Mhm.
I'd love to be able
Oh,
to do
okay.
that.
Okay. Well, I tell you, our hour is coming close, and I have just been so excited to hear the passion. What I'm hearing from you, Aisha, is just such passion and love. What is it about making these soaps that you fall in love with? Is it relaxing? What is it? Because you can hear in your
I,
voice that you really love what you're doing.
I was gonna say yes. So self care for me, some people's reading a book, it's taking a walk. For me, soap making is, like I said, it's artistry. It really, really is artistry, and I take such
Mhm.
pride in doing these different designs. So for me, when I'm in here blending and mixing my soaps and pouring my batter and mixing my colorants and my
Mhm.
essential oils, that's relaxing for me. That's self care to me. So creating these self care
Okay.
products is self care for me. I come in
Okay.
here, like I said, after the kids have gone to bed. I come in here, I close the door, and I'll, just get to mixing and to making. So to me, this is self-care. It's just artistry, and I get to just kind of zone out and just create and do what I love.
Well, your product is
Yeah.
so beautiful, and so I'm so sad that Sharon wasn't able to be on tonight because she has laryngitis and just wasn't feeling well. But she's healed in Jesus' name. But
She
we are
is healed in
just
Jesus'
so
name.
thankful that you were able to come on the show and share all of this wonderful information. So before we close out, just give us some words that you want us to hear before you go off of air. What you want to tell us about your
Yes.
business, whatever you want to
Well, I
tell
want
us.
to say
Talk.
thank you. Well, first, I want to say thank you again for having me. This definitely is a self-care business, and so while we're talking about total wellness, do not forget, your physical, self-care. Don't forget that kind of thing. So shower steamers, soaps, body butters, we've kind of got all those things. But one of the things I didn't get a chance to talk about, one of my newer products that I'm so excited about, I love
Okay.
this little bag, is our travel trio.
Oh,
While we may have just, ended, typical travel season, people do travel for the holidays. And so
okay.
if you're, checking the bag, you're going through, TSA, you have to have, a certain volume. So these little travel trios, it's this little bag that comes with three 2 ounce, jars of, whatever you so choose. We have different scents.
Wow.
So this is TSA approved. You can take it in your carry-on, and
Oh,
it just helps you to travel lighter when you're on vacation. I love, love, love this combo. And it's one of my newer products. And so the other thing I want people to keep in mind is the holidays are coming up. I don't have to say that to you all. I know you are probably all
wow.
already purchasing things for the holidays. One of my other favorite things to do with my business is creating custom gift boxes. I have one that I'm going to deliver on Friday for somebody who's doing an auction that's their sorority. So I love creating
Mhm.
custom gift boxes, custom soaps, custom, other items. I had a
Mhm.
connection that I did a custom soap for. The colors were green and white. So I created this lovely bar that was laid with green and white and with a special blend of lavender and geranium. So custom bars, custom gift boxes, custom, gifts is one of the things that I love to do. So with that being said, we are upon the hour of 9 o'clock. So my parting words with you, if you are
Mhm.
a person out there who is interested in starting a small business, do it. That's my parting word for you. For everybody else on the line, if you are not using Beyond Bubbles and you are using commercially made, mass-produced soaps, my word for you is squeakies. Clean is for dishes, not for your skin. And do not
I
forget
love
to
it.
shop beyond-bubbles.com for 10% off your order tonight with code Total Wellness 10. The code expires at midnight, so do not miss it.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. This was just a great show. I wanted to ask the question right there at the end. Now, you like if someone is getting married and they're having like a bridal shower, and you're saying that you actually do custom things for that if they wanted to have special colors made, you do that as well?
Yes. Yes, so the soaps,
Wow.
I create all of these myself. So the color, if you want to have a different shape, a scent, a design, whatever. If you a different
Mhm.
size bar, if you want to do, the half bar. So they're great gifts for baby showers, for bridal parties, for bridal party
Yeah.
gifts, any of those things you can think of. Secretary's Day, Boss's Day,
Yeah.
Get Well in the Hospital Day. I have laryngitis, all these things that make great, fantastic, fantastic gifts.
Oh
And to
my.
customize, all you have to do is reach out to me. My email
Okay.
address, you can go across the bottom, is buy, beyond bubbles at gmail.com.
Okay. Oh my goodness. The time is just it's upon us, Aisha. It is just so good. Oh my God. Thank you so much. So much. This has just been a wonderful hour listening to you talk about what you love, your passion. I want to thank everybody so much for joining my family, my family, my friends, all those that were allowing this time to just get enlightened by the soap venture that Aisha is doing, and it's just so wonderful. So we want to say thank you to everybody. Sharon will be on next week in Jesus' name. And so we're so thankful that you came on, Isha. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of the folks that are here watching, and we love you so much. Listen, we'll see you on next week, Faith Walk.
That's right.
We'll see you. Good
Have a good
night.
night. Thanks for having
Have
me.
a good night. All right, absolutely. Want to bring